Welcome back, guys, gals, and anime pals, to episode 6 of Anno 1602, and in today's episode, maybe, hopefully, we can advance our merchant population to aristocrats, and in order to do that, we will first and foremost have to satisfy their need for clothes. And that involves building more sheep farms, building a weaving mill, and a tailor shop, because that's where the clothes come from. Tailor shop turns cloth, which we have, into clothes, and the weaving mill turns wool into cloth. So we will need both, and more importantly, we will need a lot of wool, a lot of cloth for that, so our production needs to ramp up quite considerably. Which is part of the reason why we settled this area down here in this massive open space. So let's open that up even further with a marketplace, which right now we don't even have the money for. Our balance sheet though is plus 146, so that should only be a matter of time before we do have the money. There we go, 208. There we go. Give them all the space they need. So just to check, we don't have any excess wool. We do have a certain excess of cloth, but I don't think that's gonna last us very long. If our population keeps growing at the rate that it is growing. And more importantly, if we start producing more stuff out of the cloth we already have. So let's start with that farm. We find ourselves back in the situation where money is an issue and a limiting factor when it comes to time, which is not something I thought would be happening. At least all the other stuff is pretty much stable. Cocoa is just starting the production. Spices are stable, if not slightly going up. Tobacco products could be an issue, they're still very low, even though we've doubled our production. Cloth is stable, slightly going up. So is liquor, so is food. So that all that shouldn't be an issue. But look at that, our balance sheet, plus 162. It keeps climbing. So does our population, we're up to 577 at this point. So there is one. We might even want to start building the tailor's shop first, rather than the sheep farming cloth, because we do have some cloth left over. And an excess of cloth as of yet. And then once we build that tailor shop, we might have to resupply that with more wool. But yeah, the bottom line is we need tailor's shop first. And there we go. Taylor's marching his way straight to the marketplace to get his wool and his cloth, I mean. To the dramatic music of the Anno 1404 soundtrack. That bit I realize is not the entertaining once this guy's done producing clothes, it will be very exciting to see how our population reacts to that. There we go, first ton of clothes is produced. There's the cart. We just bought something from that trader, probably iron. Iron ore? Yeah. It's gone immediately. Okay, so tobacco is also not as bad as I thought it would be.
Your people want a college.
College. Lovely stuff. We can do that. I reckon, yeah. But first let's stabilize the wool production. Just wait for a couple of seconds for that to take over, for the gold to come in. To the tax revenue, which is still climbing. We're over 600 at this point, which I think was the threshold for the college. And more importantly, they're not only demanding a college, they're also demanding jewelry. I also just bought more iron ore. And now we're missing bricks again. Something's always missing. Right, so in theory, that weaving mill should now produce a ton of cloth. A literal ton, that is. And we need more food as well. Because that is already going down again. Yeah, we started this episode with 32 tons, now we're down to 24. Alcohol, liquor, clothes, spice and cocoa, and tobacco products are stable. Tobacco I'm most worried about because our population keeps growing. And we don't exactly have a lot of supply, a lot of buffer, until that runs out and we run into a problem. But first on the menu is actually a second cocoa farm. Which we can't build because we don't have the bricks on this island. So we should just transport those over. I mean, the fields are already in place. They're not the problem. But at least I'm glad the trade for iron ore works and we can keep those guys satisfied. Kind of. I mean, he does have his breaks in the workflow, because we don't have iron ore 24/7. But our tool supply is still looking good, 40 tons. So that's alright. Also, mind you, building ships is expensive. Our balance sheet took a nosedive. From almost 200 to just under 100, but will be going down fairly soon. There's one quick fix for the food situation though. That should do it.
Your people want a theatre.
Oh, a theatre as well, okay. We can do that. I'll probably all go into the centralized area here. But again, you know the drill. Those three issues are ones for the next episode. For now, we focus on the second cocoa farm and the food, because food is always urgent. Food always needs to be dealt with right away, as we've seen. Our cloth supplies are not going down as quickly as I thought they would be, especially considering we're also building a ship at the same time. But then again, we've increased the production rate, so I wouldn't be expecting them to.
Your fleet is one proud ship richer.
Good. And of course it's called Stalker. Very appropriate name, sir. 8 tons of bricks, that should be sufficient. But there we are, back to 219 on the balance sheet now that the ship's done. That ship being finished alone gave us 80 coins on the balance sheet. Or 80 gold, whatever you want to call it. We have it now. Gonna have to keep an eye on the cloth though, because that still doesn't seem stable, so we might have to do another production line for those. Speaking of which, this one tailor shop is at 100% or nearly 100% with 2 sheep farms. So is this one. This one has also, well, actually, strictly speaking, has 4, but those 2 are already happy with their weaver's hut down here, so it's only really being supplied by 2, and it's at 66%, so we might even have the option to build a 3rd one. And then we would be maxing this out. So there's a lot we can do to keep our cloth levels up. Right, you're over here now? Yes, you are. Put that here. And build a Cocoa plantation. Yeah, you're connected to the road. Lovely.
Set full sail!
Mind you, Stalker, now that we have an extra ship, why don't you go up here and scout for a bit? Now, in preparation for getting jewelry, I can build gold mines already. Good. That's what I wanted to know. Because our only gold mine is down here, of course. So that'll take time, and that'll take a couple of marketplaces till we can reach it. Actually, one more will do. Atlanta is just on the way back. Are we producing more now? At least we should be. There's 5 tons. Doesn't seem to be too much more than usual. Okay, 7. 7 is more. And you pick it up and go back with 7. That should be more than enough.
This island's resources have been determined.
More tobacco, more sugarcane. Lovely.
An
More
ore
ore.
deposit has been discovered.
I mean, we could go for some ore here. That would stop us from having to buy it. This island next. So, what's happening here? Are we happy? Kind of. 18, that's not good. We need to do something about food. We also need to do something about cocoa. Wait, why is cocoa running low? Well, good thing we just increased production there. So yeah, food is currently our only problem. So what I'm gonna do is make use of something very special. If the money serves. So, I build 4 grain farms, 2 flour mills, 1 bakery, and that should solve all of our food problems for a long, long time. And yeah, 214 is our balance sheet, so we might have to wait for a bit for the money to flow in order to be able to do that. But other than those, other than food, our supplies are very much stable. And I'm very glad about that fact. So that's the grain farms. How much for the flour mills? 100 gold pieces each and 150 for the bakery. So that shouldn't take too long. Let's bring this over one more. And the other one as well. Okay, the first grain farm is now starting. And there we are, a full production chain for essentially bread. And the good thing is this is replicable, so if we ever do run into food problems again, we can just build another one of these chains on the other side. So copy that bit over, put it here, and we're good to go. But I think this will solve a lot of the issues we've been having for a long time. Tobacco is still stable, even though our population has increased by about 200. Spice is still stable. Cocoa is running actually a bit low. Liquor is going up and up and up. Cloth is stable. Clothes is going up. So, that means not only are we going to scout this island.
This island's resources have been determined.
Tobacco and vines.
There is iron ore on this island.
And iron. And nothing else. Okay. So, we have an agenda for the next episode, which is build a college, get some gold going, get some jewelry going, build a theater, and make sure the production of cocoa and tobacco products is up to speed, and always keep an eye on food. Which is quite something to do, more than we did have to do today, to be honest. Because today all we did, it doesn't seem too much to be honest, we just increased the wool and cloth and clothes production, increased our cocoa production, and made sure our people don't starve from the increased population. But it seems like we got it. Because we have a growing population of now 711 people. Money comes in left, right and center with 255 on the balance sheet now. And we are still able to supply everything we need to. And when we get jewelry and the 2 buildings going next episode, I think we might be able to make it to aristocrats. Until then, I thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you again in the next episode. And I hope you are enjoying what you've seen here. And on the next video, we're heading into the jungles of India with the first video on Tomb Raider 3. So, hope you're having a good one, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.